Hi students, welcome to second year accountancy class. In our previous class, we have discussed about the differences between income and expenditure account and receipts and payments account, a very important one. I hope by going through that video, you understood exactly what is the nature of income and expenditure account and nature of receipts and payments account, and what are the principles we follow for preparation of those two accounts. In this class, we are going to discuss few very important terms, their meaning and their accounting treatment, because this chapter, accounting for not-for-profit organization, will have various new terms. Generally, you don't understand the meaning of the words or the terminology what we use in this chapter. Say, in general, if you are given sales, a commerce student will understand that sales is income to the concern. For any business organization, sales is income, purchase is expenditure. So accordingly, you will write the entry and you will post into the respective account. But when it comes to a non-profit organization, we use different terms like honorarium, tournament fund, legacy, clear, life membership fees, which we have not come across and we have not seen those words in our previous classes. We don't know the meaning of those terms. So if you don't know the meaning of those terms, definitely you don't understand whether it is expenditure or income, whether it is of capital nature or revenue nature. You can't understand. When you can't understand the meaning itself, you can't give accounting treatment, whether it is to be taken in income and expenditure account or is to be taken in balance sheet. Even if it is taken, which side it is to be taken, debit or credit, liability or asset, you don't understand. So first of all, we have to understand the meaning of each and every term, then it becomes very easy to give the accounting treatment. So 90% of the students basically just they go by fluke. Yes, this is to be taken on debit side, this is to be taken on credit side. Without knowing the meaning also, sometimes you will be posting and you will get the marks. But in future, you will struggle. If someone questions you, what is the meaning of that, then definitely you will be struggling. So in order to avoid that problem, such embarrassment in your future classes and in various interviews, we are trying our best to give knowledge of each and every concept of your second year commerce and accountancy. So I hope you will have time and you go through these videos, watch them with sincerity and understand, and then present when it matters. So here, the first term I am going to explain is subscriptions. Subscriptions. Okay. Generally for any trading concern, for any college, hospital, medical shop, manufacturing concern, we know how they get income. For example, Sri Medhavi Junior College is there. What is the main source of income for the colleges or schools? It is the fees received from the students. So fee received from the students is the tuition fee, is the income for the colleges and schools. What is their expenditure? Like salaries, building rent, electricity bill, internet bill, water bill, etc. are the expenses. So these are common terms. By understanding the nature of business, you will understand whether it is income or expenditure. For a hospital, fees received from the patients is income, and purchase of medicines will be the expenditure for a hospital. But here, we are preparing the accounts of a not-for-profit organization. So you may have a doubt that when these people are not collecting money from their customers or from their clients or from their members, how they are managed? Say for example, I want to run a college where I provide free education. Okay, my intention is great. But if I have to provide free education, I require a lot of establishment. I require the support of various lecturers. For that also I require some money now. When I have decided not to collect money from the students, someone should support me in in financial aspects. Okay. Unless I receive income from other sources, I cannot spend that money on providing education to students. So somewhere or from other sources, we need to get money. Then only we can run the organization. If it is a commercial organization, we collect money from our students, we collect money from our clients, we collect money from our customers. That can be used for management of the organization. But yours is a not-for-profit organization, so you need to search for various sources of income. So the major source of income for any non-profit organization is the subscription. What is subscription? It is the amount paid by the members of the non-trading concern in a periodic manner, like every half yearly or every yearly or every quarterly. When the members pay the amount, only the members of the organization. It is not from the general society. Say for example, we have established a Sri Medhavi Charitable College. So in this Sri Medhavi Charitable College, assume that there are 100 members. So these 100 members will pay every year some amount, like 5,000, 10,000, maybe 20,000, which is used for the maintenance of college, if it is a charitable college. If it is a trading concern, commercial college, so it is collecting fees from the students. Clear? If it is a non-commercial, non-profit organization, so the people who have started this organization, this club, this association will contribute money in a periodic manner. So the amount paid by the members of the organization, whether it may be educational institution or a sports club or a library or a health club, whatever it may be. So there may be some members in the organization who have taken initiation, who have taken initiative to start such a non-profit organization. These members will pay some money. So that is called as subscriptions. So it is an amount paid by the members to the organization. To whom they pay? To the organization. It is an amount paid by the members to the organization periodically. Periodically they pay. Means quarterly or half yearly or annually. Generally, every organization collects annual subscriptions. In Telugu it is called a chenda. Okay. So that amount is collected from the members by the organization. Now where it is to be shown? Like you see accounts. You have got income and expenditure account and you have got balance sheet. Remember this one. You have got income and expenditure account and you have got balance sheet. Not receipts and payments account. In this chapter, you need not prepare receipts and payments account. For examination point of view, you will be preparing only income and expenditure account, not even balance sheet. So when you have got four sides, income and expenditure account, debit side, credit side, balance sheet, liability side and asset side. So totally you have got four sides. So where it is to be taken, you should have the clarity. Then accounting is very easy. So here, remember that these subscriptions are shown on the credit side of income and expenditure account. I and E means income and expenditure account. Okay. So subscriptions are shown on the credit side of income and expenditure account. That's why you might have seen while preparing the income and expenditure account, if this is income and expenditure account, we get like this: by subscriptions. I hope you can understand well now. Okay, when we prepare income and expenditure account, subscriptions are shown on the credit side of income and expenditure account. Next, donations. Donations are two categories, ma'am. One is general donations, the second is specific donations. How do you understand and how do you give the treatment? See, donation means any person who has given you some money to perform some activity in your association or in your organization. So remember, the person who has given the donation, if he doesn't mention any cause for which the amount is to be used, then it becomes general donation. For example, this junior college is a charitable trust, imagine. Some non-resident, some NRI has given us 1 lakh rupees, but he has not mentioned what is to be done with that 1 lakh rupees. Whether books are to be purchased, furniture is to be purchased, or computers are to be purchased, he has not mentioned the purpose. Then it becomes general donations. Okay. The person who has donated the money has not mentioned any cause or any purpose for which the amount is to be used, then it becomes general donation. So any general donation of smaller amounts will be taken on the credit side of here, credit side of income and expenditure account, the same. Subscriptions and general donations will have the same accounting treatment. Clear? Subscriptions also we take on the credit side of income and expenditure account. General donations also we take on the credit side of income and expenditure account. So we get like this. By donations. Okay. The next item is specific donations. Means the donor, the person who has given the donation is called as donor, will specify the purpose. Okay, like in the previous example I told you that a non-resident Indian NRI has given 1 lakh rupees. If he doesn't mention any purpose, it becomes general donation. But he has mentioned, say, donation for books, donation for materials, donation for furniture, donation for computer, donation for mineral water plant, donation for library, for. If the donation has got the tag for, it becomes a specific donation. So donation for means it becomes specific donation. You will find this word, donation for something. Okay. So whenever you have got donation for, it becomes specific donation, and it should be taken on the liability side of balance sheet, not in the income and expenditure account. It goes to balance sheet, liability side. So you need not prepare balance sheet. So bhul jao. If you are given specific donation like donation for pavilion, donation for books, donation for sports equipment, something donation for is given, you leave it. Next, legacy. In my previous class also I have explained about legacy. What is legacy? Amount received by the organization as per the will of a person. So many rich people who have got, who are wealthy, very rich, crores of property is there. So they wish to do something betterment for the society. Though individually on their own they cannot do anything for the society, they would like to give some of their property to any such non-profit organization which is working for the welfare of the society. So such people will write down the will. Like you might have seen in your various movies that rich people, they write down that 1/4 of my property should belong to my daughter, 1/5 to my elder son, okay, 20% to my younger son. Like that, they mention the share of property distribution among the family members. Similarly, such type of kind people sometimes may donate some of their property to a charitable trust or to a non-profit organization. So in such a case, they will write down the will. Urdu में बोलते वसीयतनामा. So they write down that मेरे property में इतना हिस्सा ये trust को दे दो. So like that, if any organization has received any amount as per the will, WILL, will of a person, then that is called legacy. So legacy we don't get repeatedly, we get only once. Okay, that becomes capital nature. As you all know that all capital items will go to balance sheet. Just in the previous class I have explained, income and expenditure account takes only revenue items. Capital items are borrowed in income and expenditure account. So all capital items will go to balance sheet. So legacy is a capital item. It is a capital receipt. Okay. So legacy is the amount received by the organization as per the will of a person. It goes to liability side of balance sheet. Okay. Then comes entrance fee. What is entrance fee? When any member wish to join our organization, any new member wish to join our organization, so in order to enter into our organization, he has to pay some entry fee. That is called entrance fee. Subscription is different. After becoming the member, periodically you have to make some payment. That is called subscription. Entrance fee means to join the organization, to join our non-profit organization, every member has to pay some amount. That is called as entrance fee. So entrance fee at intermediate level, it is treated as revenue income and will be taken on the credit side of income and expenditure account. But remember, when you are going for CPT or advanced competitive examinations, entrance fee is taken as capital nature item. It is taken on the liability side of balance sheet. So there is some difference. So actually there are two schools, two arguments are there. Entrance fee, whether it is revenue nature, capital nature, are some arguments. So at intermediate level, we take it as revenue item and will be shown on the credit side of income and expenditure account. If it is mentioned that entrance fee is to be capitalized, then we take in the balance sheet. We don't take in the income and expenditure account. So go through the adjustments. Whenever problem is given regarding entrance fees, if nothing is mentioned, adjustment is not given. So take on the credit side of income and expenditure account. If adjustment is given that entrance fee is to be capitalized, then take on the liability side of balance sheet. Next, life membership fees. So sometimes you know that members pay fees at a time for entire life only once. So life membership fees. So when the fees is paid by the member for his lifetime membership in a club or in an association that is of capital nature, so will be taken on the liability side of balance sheet. Next, sale of old assets like sale of furniture, sale of sports equipment, sale of machinery. So actually any sale of asset is a capital receipt, so doesn't come into income and expenditure account, but any profit or loss made on such sale of asset should be taken into income and expenditure account. How do we calculate profit or loss on sale of asset? Say for example, 500 worth furniture sold for 400 rupees. So you get loss of 100 rupees. Okay. If loss is there, you take debit side. If profit is there, you take credit side of income and expenditure account. So whenever you are given sale of assets, we know we don't take the total amount, but we calculate the profit or loss on such sale transaction. If profit is there, we take on credit side. If loss is there, we take on debit side. Then sale of old newspapers. Old newspapers is a revenue item. It is repeated nature, smaller amounts. So we take on the credit side of income and expenditure account. Sale of old newspapers will be taken. Sale of old furniture will not be taken. But we calculate profit or loss. How can we calculate profit or loss? When the asset value is given below that transaction, already you have got some problems on that. If any adjustment is there or its cost value is given, then we can calculate profit or loss. If cost value of that sold asset is not given, we cannot calculate profit or loss, so simply ignore. So sale of old newspapers is a revenue item, will be taken on the credit side of income and expenditure account. Then honorarium. What is honorarium? It is a amount paid for the non-employees of the organization for their services. So many times we invite people from outside for some certain musical concerts or some motivational speeches or for some medical services. Like that we give some honorary remuneration to people. We cannot call it as salary. If you pay to your employees, it is called as salary. So sometimes various colleges invite some professors. They ask the professors to give guest lecture. So such a time we pay some remuneration to that lecturer. Then it is not called as salary. Okay, we are paying something as a honor. So that is why it is called as honorarium. So honorarium is the amount paid by a non-profit organization for its non-employees for some services. Okay, so then it becomes a revenue nature. Smaller amount it is paid repeatedly, okay, for the services. Its benefit will be only for short-term purpose, one accounting period. So honorarium is a revenue item, will be taken on the debit side of income and expenditure account. Honorarium is taken on the debit side of income and expenditure account like this. To honorarium. Okay, next. Tournament fund and tournament expenses. Okay, tournament fund and tournament expenses both are not taken here. They will be taken on the liability side of balance sheet. Remember this point. Okay, how we have to do? Tournament fund minus tournament expenses. So if you are given a receipts and payments account, आप पैसा देते. Receipts and payments account, you will have tournament fund 10,000. On the payment side, you will have tournament expenses 3,000. So what you have to do? If you prepare the balance sheet, here you have to do like this. Tournament fund 10,000 minus tournament expenses 3,000. So balance 7,000. On the liability side of balance sheet you have to show. Both tournament fund and tournament expenses never appear in the income and expenditure account. If even tournament fund only is given, that also will be taken on the liability side of balance sheet. So whatever the problems you have got in your Telugu Academy book, you have got both are not there. So when tournament fund and tournament expenses both are there, simply you deduct these tournament expenses from tournament fund and show the balance on the liability side of balance sheet. Anyhow, you need not prepare balance sheet, so forget it. Tournament fund, tournament expenditure is given in the question, you ignore it. Don't consider for this income and expenditure account. You have to prepare only this, not balance sheet. Clear? It is a 10 marks question, very easy. Simply from receipts and payments account, you copy the terms into income and expenditure account, you will get minimum 6 to 7 marks. If you are thorough in the adjustments like opening, outstanding, prepaid, then you can get 10 out of 10. So practice some questions. I hope these videos of capital revenue items and differences between income and expenditure account and all will help you in preparing the income and expenditure account. If any doubts, we will discuss later.